Right, guys, in this video, I'm going to walk you through the 6 things that you need to know when you're starting out in business so you don't end up wasting time and wasting money doing the wrong things in the wrong sequence. In this video, I'm going to break down the exact formula that I have used to build multi-6-figure businesses and to get you to your first 20K months and beyond effortlessly. Right, this is my 6-figure formula, and this is the simplest way that you can start to generate 20K months in your business without any headache and stress. What we want to do is want to build your business right from the beginning. The thing that I see entrepreneurs doing all the time is they set out in business with no idea of how to actually build a business. And the easiest way to do is follow a formula that's proven, tested, roadmapped, and that you can just do it step by step and it will get you to your outcome much quicker. And that outcome is usually more clients, a better brand, and more money in your bank. So let's dive in. The first thing that you need to look at are the foundations. So before we move on to the 6 things that are absolutely essential, there's also 3 foundations. And the first one of that is the vision and goals. If we don't know where we're going, we're not going to be able to get there. And this is super, super important because people glide over this and they think, I want to start a business or I just want to do something that I love. But in reality, if we're not crystal clear on the outcome that you want, it's going to be much, much harder for you to get there. And then when things get tough, it's going to be easier to quit. And that is not what we want. The type of business that you pick is going to differ depending on the type of time and effort and money that you can put into it. Service-based businesses are obviously easier to scale, while product-based businesses are more difficult to scale. If you choose product-based businesses and you don't have time, effort, and investment to put in, it's going to be much harder to succeed. Whereas if you've got a service-based business and you don't have the knowledge or skills to sell that service, it's also going to be hard to succeed. So the best thing to do in vision and goals is work into your strengths. So figuring out what you're super, super good at and figuring out what you're not so good at is going to be a really good place to start. What you want to build in your business and the outcome that you want and the money that you want to make every month is also going to give you a key indicator of what type of business you need to build. Just starting something that is a hobby or something that you think you're good at is a recipe for disaster. So you need to make sure that you are crystal clear on the time, energy, and money that you can put into this business and the outcome that you want and how long you're willing to hit the table, keep grinding, keep going until it works. Knowing this from the outset will set you apart from most entrepreneurs that start out on this journey. The next thing is time management. If you're a parent and you have kids to look after, time management is a huge factor. So listening to people like Alex Hormozi and Layla Hormozi is great and it's inspiring, but it's also not reality for the majority of women that I work with. So thinking about building a business that works the amount of time that you have and the amount of energy and effort you can put into it is super, super important. Then once we've understood how much time and effort we can put in, we also need to think about how we can manage our time to get the absolute most potent work out of your week to make sure that you move forward. Using your time is the absolute critical element of success in your business, the way that you use your time. It is going to be hard when you first start out to get off the ground, and you need to be able to use that time in the most potent manner with the most leverage outcome for you. Again, what I see a lot of business owners doing is doing low-level jobs that they could give to someone else because they think that they're saving money by doing it themselves. But actually, you might be saving money, but you're wasting your time. And so we need to get into the mindset of the entrepreneur where it's like, this is what I'm good at. This is what I can pay someone else to do. And you will get there a lot faster. And if someone is much, much better at that thing than you, whatever it is, whether it's social media, even managing calendars, like whatever it is, creating, a VA to do your admin skills, your accounting, for example, they will be much better at it because they're just doing that job. Whereas if you're doing all the jobs in your business all the time, you're going to realize that you're going to hit a wall pretty quick and you're going to hit burnout. So managing your time from the beginning and being realistic about what you can and can't do in your business will change the game. The next thing is the money manifesting method. So money doesn't come easily to everybody, and things will come up in your business that you've never had to look in the face before. Things like, what is your money story? What is the baggage that you are carrying from your childhood into this business? Because I'm telling you, it is time and time again, I see this showing up. People carry these old stories about money and how they attract money and how they spend money and how they can keep money, and it shows up every day. So if you're not looking at how you deal with money and what you can use it for within your business, how you look at money as an investment into your business and not something that you're spending and not getting anything back from. This is a huge mindset shift that needs to happen to make sure that you are investing money in the business, you're putting it into the right areas, and you're using it as a tool for leverage. And it's not just something that you feel like you need to wait for people to come to pay you, for example. The money manifesting method in the six-figure formula that I use with clients takes them through a journey to figure out what is going on with that subconscious money mindset. And we bring that to the surface and then we use it to our advantage. Then we use manifestation techniques to build the strength on top of that. Changing our subconscious beliefs about money and attracting money to us is something that is a ongoing thing that I use in my business today, and it's something that you can use in your business. Once you change that mindset of how money is in the world, what money is used for, and how it can be create good, it creates a system in which it can be attracted to you. Right, now we've covered these foundations, I'm going to take you through the 6 things that you need to know and be aware of when you're building this business. The first thing is captivating your clients. So here, what I'm talking about is the ideal client. So if you're going to sell something to somebody, you need to figure out what that thing is that you're selling, what transformation it is giving to the client. You need to figure out what feeling it's going to create in the client, what transformation it's going to create, what is their life like now before using your service, and what is their life going to be like after they've done it, after they've used it, after they've been through your method, through your process. Because this is so essential. It's not about, I have this thing and I'm trying to sell it to you. It is not about that at all. People skip over working on this ideal client, and this is the hill that I will live and die on. It is the most essential part to building any business at all. Knowing who you're selling to in depth and what are their emotional motivating factors to buy from you will be the key to your success. If you can find out everything you need to know about this client and what their motivational drivers are to buy your thing, then you will always win. Doing this in absolute depth will set you up for having a very strong business, because what we do is we then take that, we build on it, and we build a brand around it, and we build, even if you can, a personal brand around it, which strengthens that transformation. They know, like, and trust you. Not only do your service, does it do the thing that they're looking for, but also we bolster that and give it brand, and then that becomes a really beautiful layer of trust and authenticity that we can build into your business. And then people will buy into it much quicker because they know that it's you. They understand that you're the person that's going to bring this service and give them that transformation. But without knowing what their deep desires are, we will never be able to hit that on the head. So captivating your clients in a way that really resonates with them is fundamental. Always the first step. The next thing is storytelling. So I see this all the time. I see brands building out, this is what we do in the world, and they're very excited about going out to sell stuff to people about their thing that they're passionate about. But the problem is we do it upside down. In reality, this new customer that you haven't got yet doesn't know you and effectively doesn't care about who you are and what you're selling. So you go into telling them a story about your history or how you brought this product to the market and it's the best ever and they just don't care. We have to position the storytelling with them as the hero. They are the first person in this story, and we have created something around them exactly for what they need, based on what we found out in that captivating your client section. And they will think, oh my God, this is the thing that I've been looking for. Not only is this going to give me the great transformation, but also it's really based in the story of my life where I am right now. And that's where people go wrong in storytelling, is they tell the story of the product and how it can help them, rather than putting them right in the middle of what this world is that you're selling and making the product or service all around them and the transformation that they're going to get. Then on those 2 really strong pillars that we've built, we take it a step further. Then we start building out the brand assets, and we do this like a pro. There are absolute techniques that you can use to building assets out in your brand. And this is not limited to logos, colors, website, things like that. Of course, they're included, but they are the indicators. They're the signposts that people use to recognize your brand. Brand building is all about the energy and the emotion that you bring out in the client. They associate you with a set of emotions, and we need to make sure we tell them what those emotions are when you're working with us and working with our brand. If we don't tell them, they will make up their own mind, and then we've left our brand to the perception of the public, and we do not want that at all. So we build a brand around the strength of us, what we built, our unique genius in the world, and then we build in captivating those clients, building that transformation and that storytelling, and it all becomes a lovely soup of trust and authenticity. The next bit on this is knowing your numbers. If we can't break down what we've done in vision and goals and say, let's say you want to make your first goal is 20K months. If the business that we're building is not going to get us there, we need 150 clients a month to be able to do that. It is absolutely useless building a business that's going to take, because you need massive visibility to be able to get 150 clients a month, let's say. So in that case, you're going to have a lot of marketing budget, and a lot of startups don't have that. So knowing the simple numbers in your business of what you need to get where you want to go quicker is going to help from the outset, right? And then the most important bit here is pricing yourself properly. A lot of women that I work with come out of like corporate jobs, for example, and they've always had the steady paycheck. And we go back to money mindset here. That steady paycheck needs to be replaced by you going out in the world, saying you've got value and saying, this is my price tag for it. Just because you're new doesn't mean that you need to be cheap. And people make this mistake all the time. You have got so much gem, so much value, so much genius in you. And you need to make sure that you're pricing it right and putting yourself out into the world, positioning yourself in the right place that you have built that brand around. So if you've got a luxury product and not luxury pricing, it's not going to sell because people are going to be like, doesn't make sense. If you've got luxury pricing, but the brand doesn't stack up, it is not going to make sense to the client and you will not make sales. Every single one of these pillars leans on the one before. So we need to make sure it's all coherent and we're doing psychological check boxes so that the client understands what it is, knows if it's for them, knows it's the right price because we understand how much budget they've got because we've done that in the ideal client, the captivating new clients, we've researched, we know how much money these clients have to spend, and making sure we're putting ourselves right in the middle of that nucleus of all the perfect combinations of things to make sure we make those sales. Once we've done that, we take all this information that we've got and then we beta, we listen to what the customers have to say when we put it out to them. Then we use what they're saying back to us for the marketing. It becomes magnetic when you do it this way. Again, a lot of brands go out into the world and say, here's my thing, and look, I'm selling it. And they go, that's cool. They've missed the storytelling element of it. They've not really understood the ideal client. They haven't built the brand around it. They expect people to just understand the pricing, and then they think, oh, something's wrong with our marketing, when it's not. If something's wrong with your marketing or you're not selling, I can guarantee there's something wrong with one of these 4 pillars before. So you need to make sure that your marketing is hitting all the psychological notes of what that customer needs and wants to get that transformation from you as a business. And we only do that by putting it out and testing and listening to what the market is saying back to us. Then we can tweak and test again and go again and strengthen and strengthen and strengthen. Again, a lot of spaghetti marketing. I tried this, it didn't work. I tried that, it didn't work. If you've got that and you're not looking at why things didn't work and what is not hitting for your client, we need to go back to figure out what is going on in one of these 4 pillars. Then the last bit of this is once we've understood the client, we've really got our storytelling down, we're using the right storytelling at the right time of the customer journey. We've built a brand around that really builds that authenticity and that credibility. We know exactly what we're selling and how many we need to sell to get to the number that we've built into our goals. We've added amazing marketing that is absolutely potent. So we can just use things like the free platforms on social media to actually get ideal clients. We don't need to spend an absolute bomb on marketing. Then what we need to build our system that makes us money while we sleep. We need to put it on repeat. So all these steps that you've got before are only to the goal of getting the system that you can press record and go again. Record, go again. What you want is a repeatable formula in your business that if you put this in, you do this, you get this out. And that is when you're building a business should be your only goal, is to figure out what your formula is, that when you put things in, this happens and you get this out. Once you've got that formula, you can make money while you sleep. You can build an engine that will make your money without you putting effort in. And this is the problem that a lot of young businesses, they get into the whirlwind where they have to keep putting the effort in, keep repeating the same jobs over and over again because there's no system and no formula in place because they've not tested enough and they're still throwing spaghetti at the wall in marketing. I see it time and time again. So making money while you sleep, finding your 6-figure formula is the absolute key that you need to be able to grow. Because once you've got that formula, all we need to do is rinse and repeat. And that is where it starts to get really interesting. You've got a formula that you rinse and repeat. And the idea here is that you do this, you strengthen it, you bring it out to the world. and that you don't need to reinvent the wheel every time. And again, a lot of young businesses keep going around in this figure of eight, trying to do, oh, why is it not working with the ideal client? Or why is the storytelling not set? I don't know where to be visible in front of the client. It's because these things weren't done properly. And if you do these things properly, it means you know what you're doing, you know where you're going, you know how to get in front of the client, you know the words to say because you've used it in the magnetic marketing, you've used the words that the successful clients have used, and you're saying it back to them. And now it's starting to resonate more. Now you're getting more sales, and you just keep going with the same formula that you've built. And it feels amazing when you get there. The genius of building this, then you really start to feel, oh my goodness, I can see the power of this now. And this is how much fun it is to build a business. Building businesses should be fun. It feels not fun when you're just on this loop of like stress and death and like, you need to make money for your family and you can't. And it's really stressful. You don't know how you're going to pay your bills. It's because you're not doing things in the right order and actually you just keep going around in circles and trying to recreate the soup when you could just follow the structure. Once you start doing these things, you've got this six-figure formula, then you can start to grow. And then we take that money and we reinvest it into the same formula that got you there and we grow even more. This is the six-figure formula that I have used over the past 20 years to build product businesses, service-based businesses, and an education online business. It is the same formula, and I know that it works. We have had hundreds of women go through this process and build businesses that they absolutely love and they find joy in building, that they're making money from, and they're way surpassing those 20K months as a startup. And it's just absolutely fantastic to watch. If you want to know more about the program that I have built that can get you your six-figure formula, all you need to do is DM me the word START on Instagram, and I will send you more information about the program and how you can get instant access to it and start building your business today.